Tessa Monroe had always believed in fresh starts. After a traumatic break-in years ago left her fiancé dead and her life shattered, she packed up everything and moved to the sleepy neighborhood of Maple Hollow. Here, the air smelled like lavender in spring, and everyone waved from their porches. It was the kind of place where secrets felt impossible to keep. Her only companion was Whiskers, a rescue cat with an uncanny intelligence in his green eyes. Every morning, he made his rounds through the yard like a soldier on patrol. But lately, he'd grown obsessed with one spot, under the weathered garden shed. He would scratch and cry for hours, his fur bristled, tail lashing. At first, Tessa thought it was harmless animal behavior. Maybe he had cornered a mole. But when his yowling turned desperate, when he stopped eating, she couldn't ignore it anymore. One rainy morning, armed with a crowbar and thick gloves, Tessa knelt beside the shed. The wood groaned as she pried it up, revealing damp soil and something else, a tattered scrap of fabric, faded pink, soaked and stiff with dark, rust-colored stains. Her breath caught. Her world tilted. She knew what it was. Blood. Panic clawed at her chest. She staggered back, dropping the crowbar with a clang that echoed across the fence-lined yards. Her hands trembled as she reached for her phone and dialed 911. Her voice cracked as she explained what she found. Within hours, police arrived. Crime scene tape fluttered in the breeze. A forensics team combed through the site, unearthing more horror. Tiny bones, shreds of clothing, and a child's sneaker, still bearing a cartoon butterfly, half worn away by time. Neighbors gathered, murmuring in shock and disbelief, except one. Mr. Palmer, her quiet, middle-aged next-door neighbor, stood silently behind his hedge. His gaze never left her. His face was unreadable, but his eyes, those cold, unblinking eyes, made her stomach churn. Detective Naomi King took over the investigation. Calm, intelligent, with a haunted edge in her voice, she told Tessa, "You may have stumbled onto more than a cold case. This could be a hunting ground." And it was. But the predator wasn't done hunting. If you are enjoying this video and want to see more stories like this, don't forget to comment, like, share, and hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update. Still shaken, Tessa brought Whiskers to the vet, thinking he might be sick. When the vet scanned his microchip, her face went pale. "This chip was registered to Emily Voss," she said. "A missing girl. Vanished 5 years ago." Tessa reeled. Whiskers wasn't just a stray. He was a silent survivor, an escapee from whatever house Emily had vanished into. Perhaps he had been with her in her final moments, and somehow slipped free. She rushed to tell Detective King, who ordered a re-examination of Emily's cold case. The clothes under Tessa's shed matched Emily's last known outfit. More horrifying still, forensic soil analysis suggested the remains had been moved there recently, possibly by someone trying to cover old sins. Palmer's yard backed up to hers. Was he moving trophies? Whiskers, with his tiny paws and mournful cries, had led Tessa straight into a buried nightmare. Palmer was arrested, but his smirk during questioning unnerved everyone in the room. "You think it ends with me?" he sneered. "You have no idea how deep this goes." Then evidence started vanishing. Test kits corrupted, witness statements erased, even physical files gone. It was sabotage. Detective King began to suspect an inside job. Late one night, she received a package with no return address. Inside was a single flash drive. The footage showed Palmer meeting secretly with someone she knew too well. Her former partner, Jeff Carver, who had mysteriously resigned months earlier. Carver had been working as Palmer's inside man, helping him evade suspicion, bury evidence, and choose victims who wouldn't be missed. Tessa's unease grew. She saw shadows that weren't there, found footprints near her window. One night, Whiskers hissed at something unseen in the backyard. She wasn't just a witness. She was being hunted. And now, it was unraveling. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel, and turn on the notification button so you don't miss an update. On the night of Palmer's transfer to state prison, the city was swallowed by a vicious thunderstorm. Lightning cracked the sky. Trees bowed under the wind's fury. In the darkness, Palmer vanished. Tessa's lights flickered. The storm knocked out the power. Alone, with Whiskers curled against her legs, she lit candles and locked every door. The silence was suffocating. Then came the knock, slow, measured, followed by silence. Another knock. She clutched a kitchen knife and crept toward the foyer. The door creaked open by itself, the wind hissing through. "Hello, Tessa," Palmer's voice came from the shadows. "I thought we should finish what we started." She fled to the basement, whispering to her nearly dead phone, calling King. No signal, no time. Palmer descended the stairs. She held her breath in the dark, heart hammering. Then, sirens, lights, a crash. Officers swarmed the house. Detective King tackled Palmer to the ground as he screamed curses. Tessa sobbed into her hands, her body shaking from adrenaline. But the terror wasn't over yet. After Palmer's second arrest, investigators returned to his house. They tore it apart, room by room. In the basement, behind a false wall, they found a hidden chamber. Photos, hundreds of them, lined in neat rows like trophies. Victims, families, children on swings, teenagers walking to school, and Tessa, sleeping, brushing her hair, holding Whiskers. Each moment frozen in time, caught by a lens she never saw. He had watched her for months, maybe years. He hadn't chosen her by chance. He had selected her, studied her, hunted her. Tessa left Maple Hollow after the trial. Palmer received life without parole. Carver's remains were found buried behind the local power plant. The network of corruption was exposed, but healing came slowly. Tessa took Whiskers with her to a small cabin in the mountains. He still patrolled the edges of the yard, ever vigilant. She often watched the shadows, just in case. Because monsters don't always wear masks. Sometimes they smile when they hand you your mail. And sometimes a cat is the only reason you live to tell the tale. If you liked this story, then please don't forget to like, comment, share, and please subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss a new video.